What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Migration Monday. I'm your host, Brian Hallbly. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to tune in. Today's Migration Monday is brought to you by the Duck Hole and Company, attracting feathers together. You can check them out at the Duck Hole and Company on Facebook or Instagram. They can get you fixed up with habitat advice, full service habitat contracting, golden millet seed, and much more. Coming to you today on Father's Day evening. Had a really nice weekend of really good weather here in Southwest Pennsylvania. Just enjoyed the last couple days at my sister-in-law's. She's got a really nice in-ground pool. Got to catch up with my daughters. My one daughter had to work today, so she wanted to spend some time together yesterday, and got to spend some time with her and my other daughter today, and my wife and the rest of our family. So all in all, pretty dang good Father's Day. Anytime you get a chance to just hang out with your kids, especially as they're getting older like mine are, it's pretty special. So definitely all I could ask for, no doubt. Not a whole lot going on around here as far as waterfowl preparation goes. I didn't even touch the 30-year-old boat project this week, but hoping to get back on that. Not too far, not too much to go on that yet. I'm pretty confident we'll have everything ready to go for duck season. Was hoping to have it done a little bit earlier for do some fishing and some bow fishing. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get to that this summer, but with everything going on in life and trying to keep up with everything else, I'll just be happy to have it ready for duck season. So kind of play it by ear and go from there. I got a bunch of product reviews, got a bunch of stuff from the off-season sales I'm going to be bringing to you. So we'll get that filmed and get those videos up here on the YouTube channel. What I wanted to do with today's episode, I kind of want to start building up some tips and some tactics as we approach waterfowl season. I mean, we're getting pretty close here. It's already middle of June. I've got a family vacation coming up. And when I get back from that, we're going to be about 2 months away from the early teal seasons. So trying to kind of build up a video series here on these Migration Mondays, trying to make it as informative as I can for a lot of the people that are newer. It's probably going to be kind of a refresher for most of you veterans that are tuning in, but just kind of even for myself, a refresher, just some top tips and some mistakes that we see people making, and just trying to get us in the right mindset to hit the marshes and the rivers and the lake systems here at the top of our game, hit the ground running once the season opens. So had a super interesting conversation with Elliot from Freelance Duck Hunting. He's also has the North American Waterfowler Podcast. I asked him, actually Branson asked him to go over maybe like the top 3 mistakes that he sees people making. And I just wanted to highlight that on this episode. That was audio episode number 5 back on May 30th. That one was released. If you haven't heard that episode, go back and listen to that whole episode. But for the Migration Monday this week, I wanted to highlight Elliot's top couple of tips. Super important, I think, something that we all need to work on and kind of start getting into that mindset. Like I said, start building the bag of tricks and getting ready for the season. So check out this couple of clips that I have put together with Elliot, and let me know in the comments what you think. Whether you agree, disagree with them, or maybe you have some top 1, 2, or 3 tips that maybe we missed out on. So enjoy this one. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch up with you later.
So what are, like, let's say top 3 biggest mistakes you see waterfowler hunters make that you would correct if it was you, or, if you were teaching them or whatever?
Right. Well, the first one is hide. And it's something that I preach it a lot, but I can still get lazy about it. Is that everyone, when the ducks start flying and they don't do what you want them to do, let's say you can just tell they're kind of flaring or whatever. Generally speaking, people will fix lots of things before they start fixing the hide. And I think the hide is absolutely the number one thing. And as many hunts as I've been on, as many times I preached, I had a hunt this last year that I was with Jake Chasing Green and Aiden, and I mean, those are 2 of the better waterfowlers that I know. And we did that very same thing. We were on the edge in some trees, and the birds just weren't quite doing it. They would come in at the last second, they would just not present us a shot. And finally, after like 3 hours, we scooted back 15 yards into the woods and immediately fixed the problem. I mean, right off the bat. And so that is the first mistake that I can still make and that everyone makes, is that if the birds aren't doing, and I don't mean they're not giving you interest, those birds that are giving you interest, but they just won't finish, or they come in and they flare at the last second. Well, people love to blame that on the spinner. But generally speaking, they are seeing something that you're doing. So that would be number 1. Number 2 would be shot selection. People are really sloppy with their shot selection, and I'm not perfect on it either. I'm still trying to get better, but shot selection and wounded loss is a huge, huge issue in the sport of waterfowling. I've referred to it as waterfowling's dirty little secret, because the number of wounded loss that takes place. And actually, episode 1 on my podcast, I go through all of that, and I break down some data that came out about wounded loss. And this research data is a little bit old now, but I don't see any reason why it would have gotten better since then. And so shot selection, I don't think that people are good at judging distance. I think generally speaking, what people say is they think is 40 is about 55. And because I just don't think, as humans, that our eyes, especially when you're looking up into a sky, I don't think that we have any reason in our past, over the thousands of years humans have been on the planet, to develop a really good depth perception and gauging of distance up in the sky. And so I think that's number 2 would be shot selection. Number 3, I don't know. Those are the 2 big ones that stick out to me. I'm not sure what number 3 would be, but those 2 are good ones.